patio. Everybody won't. Yo, Johnny Allen. Holy shit. I haven't seen him in fucking months. What's up, buddy? How's life? How you been, bro? Just vibing? I feel you, bro. I just got a new job. I just got a new job working for the government crushing rocks. Crushing, crushing Colombian rock at night and fucking soil by the day. Crushing Colombian rock at night and fucking government rock during the day. Feel me? Woo! You know what I'm saying. I'm ripping a fat fucking toke, man. My feet hurt, my neck hurts, because I was looking down all day, bro. I was looking down for a majority of the day, just straight, just doing that hurts. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Come on, get up, get down with the sickness. Come on, get up, get down with the sickness. Come on, get up, get down with the sickness. What? Come on, get up, get down with the sickness. Fight privately. Start solo fight. Come on, get up, get down with the sickness. What? Bam. I gotta throw on a song. Bum 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 bum. Actually, no. I'll just watch this video. I'll just watch this video. Fuck it. I think I've seen this broad before. Oh, yeah, seen that. That one... Yo, Officer Cat, what's up, dude? Officer! I'm about to rip a fat toke. So... Come on, get up, get down with the sickness. Come on, get up, get down with the sickness. How you doing, Cat? Is tomorrow Friday? Please tell me tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's only Thursday. Dude, why can't work weeks before fucking days, man? They need to make that shit a law. Cannot work more than 4 fucking days consecutively. Make it a 5-day work week, but give me another day. Give me a day off in between or some shit, bro. Like, fuck, dude. Give me the illusion of freedom at least. Fuck, man. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Our alternative timeline, yeah. Fuck, dude. If only. If only, dog. If only life was so easy. Bro, I have hit nothing. There we go, finally. Jay, what's up? Oh, what a waste.
With the help of Samantha's boyfriend, they then attempted to pinpoint her location through a tracking software that was installed on her phone. Based on her movement,
You're the real
it
MVP?
appeared that Samantha had hitched a ride from the bar, but at some point, her phone stopped tracking her location. They then decided to return to Bird Dog, where they asked the manager if they could review the bar's surveillance footage from the night before. After seeing that Samantha had entered an unfamiliar vehicle, the black Chevy Impala, her friends began to fear the worst. Her roommate immediately dialed 911.
911, what's the emergency?
Hi, we were just gonna call to let you know our friend is missing.
Oh my god, listen to this dumb fucking bimbos. Listen to this dumb fucking cunt's voice, dude. I'm gonna go back, listen to this stupid bitch's voice, okay? Please, chat, I swear to God. Listen to this dumb cunt's voice.
Unfamiliar vehicle, the black Chevy Impala. Her friends began to
listen.
fear the worst. Her roommate immediately dialed 911.
911, what's the emergency?
Hi, we were just gonna call to let you
What?
know our friend is missing.
No, I'm good, buddy.
I you want to make her miss
No, I'm good, bud.
Yeah, it hasn't been like 24
Don't worry about
hours
me.
or anything, but if we could go ahead and do that, like that'd be really
Don't
nice.
fucking pick me up anything, I'm
It
good.
don't have to be 24 hours if we report anybody missing.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What?
We went out in 5 Points last night.
Man, don't
and
worry about it, I'm
she
good. Trust me,
still
don't.
hasn't made
It will
it
just go to
home.
waste.
Her phone's dead.
Don't bother.
We don't think she like
Fucking listen to
went
me
home
for
with,
once.
like a guy or anything. Like we're like actually like worried. So
Alright, what is her name?
Samantha Josephson. You guys are scamming.
Alright, we got it. So we're going to send an officer out there so y'all can make that report, okay?
Okay, thank you so much for the help.
No problem.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Police were dispatched to Samantha's residence, and after being brought up to speed, a missing persons investigation.
The points last night.
We gotta go back and listen to this because I was yelling
Still
there.
hasn't made it home. Her phone's
Bro, this
dead.
chick either did a shit ton of
We don't
cocaine the
think
night
she, like,
before,
went home with like a guy or
or
anything.
she's
Like we're
just
like actually like
literally fucking like
No.
Hey, what is her name?
Samantha Josephson. He is like scamming.
We got it. So we're gonna send an officer out there so y'all can make that
Okay,
report,
who
okay?
knows nowadays?
Okay, thank you so much. Good help.
You're welcome. No problem.
All right, bye.
Police were dispatched to Samantha's residence, and after being brought up to speed, a missing persons investigation was launched. While reviewing the surveillance footage themselves, police noticed that the black Chevy Impala had actually been circling the area for about 15 minutes before picking up Samantha. Police suspected that a predator was at large, so they released a community-wide safety announcement and a be-on-the-lookout notice for both Samantha and the black Chevy Impala.
Brother.
2 hours later, at 3:45 p.m., the Columbia Police Department was contacted by the Clarendon County Sheriff's Office in the town of New Zion. About 65 miles from where Samantha was last seen, turkey hunters had discovered a woman's body in a remote wooded area. Lacerations were found all over the body, including the head, neck, face, torso, leg, and foot. Due to these injuries, the body was unidentifiable, but was wearing the same clothes as Samantha in the surveillance footage. DNA samples were collected, and it was ultimately confirmed that the body was in fact Samantha. Chief
if it's wearing the
Holbrook
same
later
clothes,
told reporters that whoever had disposed of the body must have been familiar with the New Zion area, considering just how remote it was. Also, considering the severity of the injuries, the absence of blood on the ground indicated that this was unlikely to be where the murder took place. Police continued their investigation by looking into Samantha's bank records. They discovered that after Samantha's disappearance, there were multiple attempts to withdraw her money from ATMs located in Sumter, South Carolina. They obtained the security footage from the ATMs, and someone wearing a black hoodie, leather jacket, mask, and gloves can be seen attempting to use Samantha's debit card. The next transaction on the bank records led law enforcement to a Wendy's. This security footage captures the same person, now in the black Chevy Impala with a white sheet covering the back seat. Unfortunately, authorities were unable to identify who this person was, but they were now looking for a black male with a black hoodie, leather jacket, and a black Chevy Impala. 12 hours later, at 3:25
Can't even make these
a.m.
stereotypes
on
up anymore,
March
bro.
30th, Officer Kraft of the Columbia Police Department spotted a
damn.
black Chevy Impala 2 blocks away from 5 Points. He pulled the vehicle over, and when approaching the car, the smell of marijuana became apparent.
What's going on, sir? You got your license? You got your license on you? I'm Officer Kraft, Columbia Police Department K9.
Oh, no, sir, I got a license.
No license on you. Who's smoking the marijuana?
I had smoked some earlier, sir, when I was at home.
Alright, man, you're gonna have to step on out, man.
Alright.
Alright, here's the deal, man. I pulled your car over because it matches the suspect. Get your hand in your pocket. What are you, crazy? Get over here. Hey, get over here!
Bang, bang, bang!
Release the dog! I can't, I was just in civil style. Bravo Mike wearing a gray sweatpants, gray sweatshirt. Walk
What's
him
up,
up.
Sean?
Towards Blossom, 500 block.
Bro's going faster than the
Keep
fuck.
going, he's gonna be on your left.
After a brief chase, authorities were able to apprehend the suspect,
you ain't catching me,
24-year-old
homeboy?
Nathaniel Rowland.
I got him. Get on the ground.
Bang, bang, bang! That's what you get for running
Are you
from
ready
me,
to
boy!
run, sir? The Roger remains silent. Anything you say can will be used against the court of law. Do you understand usage rights I've explained to you? Yes or no?
You got anything else on you? You can't run when you smoke, can you? I knew he was gonna run.
Officer Kraft returned to the vehicle and was able to conduct a search based on probable cause.
Based on probable cause?
During the
No, I don't
search,
think
he
you're
found a
going.
pink key labeled Room, a USB stick, and a pink iPhone. He suspected that these may have belonged to their 81, which is police code for missing person.
Hey, do you know what kind of cell phone R81 has?
What one from them was reported today? I haven't heard anything about it.
Your
why I
Wi-Fi
stopped
acting
it,
up,
'cause
babe,
it
man.
matches the
All good, bro.
Okay.
I'm finding the girl's cell phone and the girl's keys in the driver's seat. Yeah, that's a pink iPhone. Pink keys with a USB drive. Good for students.
Right, yeah.
And the keys labeled Room.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
They also found a large amount of blood in the back seat and trunk,
Definitely
along
really
with
weird.
blood-stained gloves, bleach, wet wipes, and an eviction letter. Kraft asked the passenger, Maria Howard, if she had noticed that there was blood in the back seat. Apparently, she didn't. Additionally, they discovered a footprint on the back seat window, and that the child safety locks on the back doors were activated, making it impossible to open the doors from the inside. Police declared the vehicle a murder scene, and it was sent to the crime lab for testing.
Hey, man. You're not under arrest, okay?
You're just gonna be detained.
You're just being detained because the vehicle matches a suspect vehicle of a crime that committed earlier, okay?
Nathaniel was arrested and charged for the murder of Samantha Josephson. Both him and the passenger, Maria Howard, were brought to the station for questioning. Nathaniel's clothes were collected and DNA swabs were taken for testing.
Talk.
Tell me the motherfuckers wearing the same
You
stuff.
saw activity going on around your car. Okay. She bled in the back of your car. 21-year-old. 21-year-old girl. Can see you on video too. Lots of video.
According to Nathaniel, on the night of Samantha's disappearance, he was at a
Wanna
party
run
and let a friend
some
borrow his car.
LTM?
However,
Not
he would
really.
not provide names or any
Maybe
other
this
relevant
weekend or
details
something.
to corroborate his alibi. When confronted with the surveillance footage, he insisted that the person at the ATM and in the car was not him. He was adamant that he did not go to the 5 Points that night and never went to New Zion where Samantha's body was found. Be that as it may, Nathaniel actually grew up in New Zion, and his parents still resided there, merely 1 mile from the body disposal site. So, there was a good chance that he was still familiar with the area.
Victim was found deceased in a rural area, your neck of the woods, where you're from.
But these observations
What's
weren't
up, little
enough
man?
to prove that Nathaniel was guilty. Not long
Little
after
Rocco?
this interview, the
Little
DNA
Caco?
results for the blood in Nathaniel's car confirmed that it belonged to Samantha. They immediately brought Nathaniel back to the interrogation room to confront him with the new evidence.
The blood in your car. It's positive. It's her blood.
Yo, I appreciate the offer. Jay, I just fucking beat me. I went to bed pretty late last night, you know?
I didn't commit the crime, sir. I did not kidnap or murder anyone.
Unfortunately, Nathaniel does have a point here. The only evidence suggesting that he was in the Chevy Impala on the night of Samantha's disappearance is the low-quality security footage from Wendy's. So the detectives shifted their focus to Maria. Although she had told the officers that she never noticed the blood in the back
Hey,
seat,
y'all take a
she
toke right
later
after this,
admitted
boss.
that this wasn't true. Apparently, on the night of Samantha's disappearance, Nathaniel was at Maria's home. She went to bed at 1:30 a.m., but when she woke up in the middle of the night, Nathaniel was gone. At 5 a.m., Maria texted Nathaniel that she was going to be late for her shift at McDonald's if he didn't come back with the car soon. He eventually did, but she was about 40 minutes late to work. On the way to work, she noticed the blood in the back seat, and when she asked him about it, he told her to mind her business. After finishing her
Mind your
shift,
business,
she
ho.
returned home and saw Nathaniel frantically cleaning the car with blue surgical gloves, bleach, and wet wipes. Later that night, Maria saw this clip on the news stating that Samantha Josephson had disappeared after getting in a car that looked exactly like Nathaniel's.
Columbia police say surveillance video shows the
Yeah, this
21-year-old
chick's still
getting
sitting there
into a
hanging out
dark
with him.
car, possibly a Chevy Impala. A license plate number was not immediately available.
Apparently, she didn't call the cops because she was scared of what might happen
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah.
Nathaniel found out. When
I'm
asked why
sure.
she initially lied about noticing the blood, she
Yeah.
said that it was an accident and blamed it on being too tired to think straight. Since
Oh, yeah,
Nathaniel
yeah.
was at
Save
Maria's
yourself,
house
girl,
following
for
the
sure.
crime, she agreed to a search of her residence. During the search, a double-bladed multi-tool with blood on it was recovered from the trash, along with a bunch of wet wipes, paper towels, and clothes covered in blood. The same clothes from the ATM footage. When inspecting the leather jacket, investigators noticed what looked like fingernail marks being dragged down along the side. If the mountain of evidence thus far wasn't conclusive enough, more DNA results came in. Swabs from under Nathaniel's fingernails had traces of Samantha's DNA. The blood on the clothes was also tested, and it too belonged to Samantha. At this point, authorities were confident enough to prosecute Nathaniel, and a court date was set. Nathaniel's parents were interviewed in the following days and were certain that their son had no part in the crime.
You made this thing so bad. I want to know if you did this thing and tell me. That's all.
Oh, homeboy, I'm
Tell
telling you
me.
right now, you definitely
All
did
the
it.
truth.
Like, I'm not
A
a
tearful
fucking
plea
genius,
from
and I can
Henry
tell that you
Rowland,
did
the
it.
father
Like,
of
come on now.
accused killer Nate Rowland. His parents
now.
say they were shocked to learn their youngest child is now charged in the death of
You ain't
Samantha
do it,
Josephson,
man.
whose body was found less than 3 miles from their home. Nate's mother, Loretta, says her son
You see the
is
Pathfinder
innocent.
Procedure skin? Yeah, I seen it a couple weeks ago. I don't know. It doesn't even look that good in my opinion. The way better
I talked
Pathfinder
to him
skins than the
yesterday,
Prestige
and
skin.
He told me, he said that wasn't him, and I believe him. He said that's not him.
The couple's other son says Nate was not in the car that surveillance video shows the USC student getting into.
My son was telling me that
Your son's a fucking liar,
Nate
idiot.
passed out at a house party. Yeah. He checked his pockets when he woke up. He checked his pockets. He didn't have his keys. So he walked outside to try to find his vehicle. He found the vehicle, opened the door, seen his keys, and seen all the blood inside the vehicle.
The family is not allowed to visit Nate, but this is what his father wants him to know.
But if you didn't do it, I'm all out for you. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm behind you 100%. And I know he told my wife he didn't do it. And I know my wife ain't gonna lie about something like that. So I'm behind him 100%. But I can tell you one thing. My son is innocent. And I know that from the bottom of my heart.
Whether it be denial or a genuine belief
Definitely
in his innocence,
denial.
their plea hardly mattered at this point, as the evidence was quite damning. About a month and a half after Samantha's murder, the 2019 graduation ceremony at the University of South Carolina took place. There was an empty seat where Samantha would have been seated.
Fellow Gamecocks, we must ensure that what happened to Samantha will never happen to any college student in the land or any person ever again. We'll ask, what's my name, before getting into any rideshare vehicle. That will certainly save lives. Class of 2019, on the count of 3, as a pledge to ourselves for our personal safety and to honor Samantha
With my
Josephson. Why don't we
I don't even
repeat
care
on the
enough to
count of
fucking
3
do that
all
shit
together?
anymore, man.
What's my name?
I was not even giving
My
a fuck.
name is Samantha Josephson. 1,
You know what I'm
2,
saying?
3. What's my name? My name is Samantha Josephson.
Samantha's family
It's fucking
received her
weird.
degree on her behalf. Leading up to his trial, Nathaniel's family started a GoFundMe proclaiming his innocence to help pay for his legal fees. It had
You got
raised
$0.
$240 in 7 donations before being deactivated soon after. Nathaniel's trial began on July 19th, 2021. Prosecutor Brian Gibson presented his opening statement.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, March 28th, 2019 was supposed to be a celebration. Samantha Josephson and friends were gathering together as a celebration of life. But what they didn't realize, what they could never have realized, is that the defendant, Nathaniel David Rowland, had his eyes firmly fixed on Samantha Josephson.
He went on to show the 5 points CCTV footage of Nathaniel's vehicle circling around the area multiple times, seemingly waiting for the right time to strike, like a predator stalking its prey. Samantha mistook Nathaniel's car for her Uber and was trapped in the car with the child locks enabled. He told the court that Nathaniel viciously stabbed her to death and described the full extent of Samantha's injuries, painting a grim picture of how twisted Nathaniel must have been to commit such a horrific crime. Prosecutor Gibson also revealed that Samantha's and Nathaniel's phones were traveling together towards New Zion before the app on Samantha's phone stopped tracking her location. Nathaniel ultimately arrived in New Zion where he dumped her body. Gibson suggested that Nathaniel did all of this simply because he was desperate for cash after receiving the eviction letter that was found in his car.
With all things being considered, the simplest explanation is the truth. We believe that the simple explanation is that Nathaniel David Rowland kidnapped Samantha Josephson. We believe that the simple explanation is that Nathaniel David Rowland murdered Samantha Josephson. And ultimately, after you hear all of the evidence in this case,
Bro, this guy's
we'll be
voice, he
asking
should have
you
been
to
on
return
radio
a
or
verdict of
something.
guilty of all counts, because he is indeed guilty in all counts. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience.
During the defense's opening statement, defense attorney Alicia Good said that the investigators actually collected several foreign DNA samples from Samantha's body, but none of it belonged to Nathaniel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear this number again, and that is 0. That's
some school
the
assignments?
amount
This
of
was up.
DNA on Samantha Josephson's body that matches Nathaniel Rowland. 0.
It's not true,
It's
lady.
not on her clothing. It's not under her ripped and torn fingernails. It's not on her ankles.
Why is her
Ladies
DNA
and
under
gentlemen-
his, though? Explain that.
There's 0 evidence that Nathaniel Rowland was the one that kidnapped and killed Samantha Josephson.
One of the key witnesses was Maria Howard. Maria gave a more detailed account of Nathaniel's suspicious behavior the day following Samantha's disappearance. According to her, when she asked where her work visor was, Nathaniel said he threw it away because it was covered in blood, and any further questioning regarding the blood was shut down.
What did he tell you?
It had blood on it.
I'm gonna need you to repeat that.
It had blood on it.
He told you that the visor had blood on it?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you ask him?
Why would the hat have blood on it?
And what'd he tell you?
Mind my business.
Mind your business. And what, if anything, did you notice about the car at that point?
That it was like dry blood in the car, on the dashboard and beside the seats.
And where else did you see blood?
In the back seat.
What did you do when you saw the blood?
I asked him, why is it blood in the car? Did you hit a dog?
And what did he say?
Mind my business.
Maria was then asked by the prosecutor why she did not think to call the police after seeing the news report about the investigation.
Can you again explain to the jury why you didn't call the police then?
Because I was scared.
Scared of what?
For my life and my child.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Another witness was a man named Oshimer Williams, the owner of a phone repair store named Cellular City. On March 29, 2019, the day after Samantha's disappearance, a man driving a black Chevy Impala came into the store to sell a pink iPhone. When Oshimer was inspecting the phone, he found it peculiar that the wallpaper was a Christmas photo of a white woman. They couldn't agree on a price, so the man left with the phone. After the news broke of Nathaniel's involvement, Oshimer realized that he was the man who had entered his store and immediately contacted the authorities.
Were you working in your store on March 29th of 2019?
Yes, ma'am. I remember, someone tried to sell me a phone that morning.
Do you remember what the person was wearing when they came into your store?
Yes, ma'am. I want to say he had a black hoodie on.
Do you see the person who tried to sell you the phone in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is he?
Forgot right now.
What does he have on?
In the blue shirt, tie.
Please let the record reflect that he has identified the defendant, Your Honor.
It does.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Forensic specialist Thomas Beaver took the court through the many stab wounds that Samantha had sustained. He testified that she had been stabbed over 100 times.
When she presented you, what was it that you saw that grasped your immediate attention?
There were two things first. The first thing was that she had an extensive amount of insect activity on the surface of the body. And the second thing, pretty much at the same time, was that she had many stab wounds over the surfaces of the body.
And you mentioned the number 100. Were you able to count the number of stab wounds as you observed Ms. Josephson's body?
Yes, it's over 100, I think somewhere around 120.
Dr. Beaver went on to say that Samantha had lost so much blood that he struggled to get enough blood for a routine testing. He also identified the murder weapon and presented it to the court.
This knife has two blades, and they are relatively parallel. They are bent at the tip, and they're the size appropriate for the wounds that I saw. This is the weapon.
The investigator who took pictures of Nathaniel after his arrest also testified. During cross-examination, she acknowledged that despite Samantha's fingernails being broken and having male DNA under them, there were no marks, scratches, or any other signs of a struggle on Nathaniel when he was brought into the station.
But again,
doesn't matter.
You don't see anything on him, right?
In what terms?
On his face, as far as scratches?
As far as scratches, no, I do not.
You don't see any marks?
I do not see any marks on his
Cuts?
face. I do not see cuts on his face.
Same thing with the arms?
Same thing.
Both sides?
Correct.
And his
He's
hands?
wearing a leather
Yes.
jacket, though.
Correct.
The fuck?
Thank you very much. I have nothing further.
During
He's
the
wearing a
closing
leather
arguments,
jacket and
prosecutor
like a
Dan
mask and
Goldberg
shit.
summarized all of the evidence
What?
presented and ended his statement with a creative plea
That's like the
for a
weakest
guilty
defense, I
verdict.
think. She didn't got
Use your
much. Like, the
common
case is
sense
pretty
to
solid
see a
against
clear
him, but
picture
that's fucking crazy.
of what happened March 29, 2019. The
Oh,
clothing,
rage.
where the body was found, a mile from his house. All of the videos showing the Impala. Mountain Brook, all the trash is found there, the blood, the knife, all the things tying him to that location. The forensic analysis of the phones, the fingerprints, the autopsy. When the smoke is cleared, the picture comes clearly into focus. And there is only one reasonable conclusion.
Ooh, we hit the double spec on him.
21-year-old Samantha Josephson did not deserve this. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend, a girlfriend, and a future law student. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of South Carolina humbly asks that upon consideration of all the evidence, you return a verdict and you find Nathaniel Rowland guilty of murder, guilty of kidnapping, and guilty of possessing a weapon. Thank you.
With harmful intent. That should be a law. Possessing a
The
weapon with
defense
harmful
pushed back,
intent.
claiming that the state's case was purely based on circumstantial evidence
called
and
assault.
that they were ignoring key facts to build a ludicrous narrative.
Nathaniel Rowland did not have a mark on him.
It's because he was wearing a leather jacket, you dumb cunt.
Not a cut, not a bruise. They checked him.
That lady was losing too
And
much
nothing.
blood to be bruising him.
The unidentified people that the state wants to just brush off like they're no big
Bro, I
deal.
wonder how it feels to be these
They do
people
matter.
and you know this motherfucker is guilty as hell. You still gotta defend him. It's gotta be crazy.
DNA evidence
Gotta be a
does
crazy
matter.
feeling.
Her blood being in the car and Nathaniel Rowland driving the car does not mean that he is the one that killed him.
Her.
Killed her. What I can ask of you is to not let your emotions dictate your decision. Don't let your emotions, the fact that this is a sad, tragic, heartbreaking case, dictate your decision when you go deliberate. That's what I can ask of you. The state has not proven that Nathaniel Rowland kidnapped Samantha Josephson. They have not proven that he has killed her, and they have not proven that he had a weapon during those crimes. They have failed at meeting their burden. I ask that you find him not guilty. Thank you.
100% lady.
After the closing arguments, the jury was ready to deliberate, and it would take just over an hour for them to reach a verdict.
Indictment number 2019 GS 4.
An hour, bro.
The state of South Carolina versus Nathaniel David Rowland is an indictment for murder. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty. Four person. Jury. This is signed by the four-person jury number 130, July 27, 2021.
Nathaniel Rowland was found guilty on all counts, including the first-degree murder of Samantha Josephson. Before Nathaniel would receive his sentence, Samantha's family provided a statement to the court.
Nothing will replace her. Nothing I can say will bring her back. And nothing that I can say I know will ease my family's pain and heartache.
No time to say goodbye. No time to tell Sammy all the things I would have wanted to say. No time to kiss her Pamela. Nothing but memories can fill the emptiness of Sammy's passing. He is pure evil. I pray that he feels Samantha's pain.
In here are over 90 impact statements of friends and family of how they've been devastated for the last 28 months. I have repeated nightmares and visions of him, the monster, stabbing her. I have visions of her taking her last breath. I only wish we could inflict the same or more pain he inflicted upon Sammy. Please, I beg you, please, give him life and never see the light.
Nathaniel's mother was also given the opportunity to provide a statement, but the judge actually cut her off midway through after suggesting her son was innocent.
The state accused our son of a crime that he didn't commit. You know,
I'm not going to hear
all right,
any claim of innocence.
Okay.
He is guilty of murder, and I'm not listening to any claim of what he did not do.
But he's a loving child. He's a good person, very respectful, and respect others. And I thank the court.
Thank you.
And lastly, Nathaniel had a few words of his own.
Is there anything you would like to say?
Your Honor,
I know I'm innocent. But I guess what I know and what I think really doesn't matter. I just wish the state would have done more in finding out who the actual person was, instead of being satisfied with
This guy's diabolical, bro.
detaining me and proving my guilt. I feel like if they would have done further research in certain areas,
This guy's gotta have a mental disability or something.
right.
I'm not even trolling.
Nathaniel Rowland was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He will spend the rest of his life in the South Carolina Department of Corrections. In light of Samantha's tragic death, Sammy's Law was passed.
With today's enactment of Sammy's Law, we will give passengers a greater sense of security by clearly and visibly marking the vehicles of rideshare drivers and require drivers to post unique identifying materials so riders can confirm their driver's identity before stepping into the vehicle. I want to especially thank and commend Marcy and Seymour, and Sydney's been with them every step of the way, who in the face of deep personal tragedy have made it their calling to spread awareness about ride-sharing safety through the What's My Name campaign to encourage riders to ask their drivers 3 simple words: what's my name, before entering the vehicle. We cannot begin to imagine the terrible grief the Josephson family has carried, and I'm well aware that this could have happened to any member of our community. The problem with senseless tragedies is that they are indeed senseless. Yet we can and we must strive to bring sense to the world to prevent another tragedy. It is our greatest responsibility to ensure the public safety and to implement smart policies to prevent tragedies so that no other family, friend, neighbor, or community should have to grieve as the Josephsons have and suffer another loss of a bright star like Samantha.
Damn, bro, I just got rinsed. Someone's died. I can just tank probably the rest of the time, honestly. He's only got 800 health.
In the spring of 2010, investigators
No, bro. No. I was gonna say, how'd that hit me? But it was the fucking melee attack. No. Sorry, Tom. Should die here any second. Any second. Any second. There we go. Soiled page. Soiled it. $80 soiled pages, eh? How much is that? 300K trip? Sheesh. What if I fucking do, brother? Alright, Tokes up, boys. Cheers. Surprise, motherfucker. This fucking goofball. Oh my god.
Hey, Stavi. Hey, Eldest. Big fan. Listen every week.
Hell yeah, brother.
So I got a question about a friend. He's making music that I don't really like. And he keeps trying to send it to me. I can tell he's really excited about it. It's like experimental rap, basically, but it's really not. It's not up my alley. And
Not my alley.
it's
Probably not
especially
many
weird because I'm like a radio DJ and I kind of have the position to help artists out.
Wow.
Sure. And
let's
what he's
fucking
doing
slow
is
down.
not
Pause this
good.
for a second.
Did he leave this message in 1977?
Yeah, you do Casey Kasem.
You're breaking some artists on the radio. All right. Got it.
Wow, dude, that's fucking crazy, man. Wow, yeah, you don't want to misuse your sacred position of power. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 107.7 a.m. Go ahead, Eldest.
Kind of have the position to help artists out.
Sure.
And what he's doing is just not good for what I do. So what would you do? What would you do if Eldest was pushing his album to you and really passionate about it, really believed it was great? How would you handle that situation with one of your good friends?
Oh, interesting.
Let me know. Thanks, Bobby.
I got a good answer for this.
Please.
I feel like your job as a friend is to support your friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're a radio DJ, but at the end of the day, you don't want to lose a friend because you don't like their experimental rap music.
Yeah.
This might be a phase. You're not the person to tell them it sucks.
Totally.
Don't be that person.
It's kind of like the relationship thing.
Yeah.
This is kind of as embarrassing as a bad relationship.
And you can say, look, I'm all for lying in this situation. Be like, hey man, I love what you're doing. It's great. I actually shot it up the thing at my radio station, and they said no. But here's the other thing: would it kill you to play a 2-minute song?
How about this? Find some kind of middle
Would
ground.
it kill you to play a
bumper
2-minute
on
song?
the way out.
Dude,
You know what
I'm
I mean?
also like playing fucking radio. You go like do a thing like this. Go like, hey, it's New Music Friday.
Yeah.
I got 3 new songs. You're gonna tell me what you like. Let the audience fucking decide.
Yeah,
you play
yeah,
3
yeah.
songs, and then you're not making any choice. You're the supporter of your
You know
friend.
what? I like this because you say New Music Friday, and you're like, give us your thoughts on those songs. Play 2 very good songs and his song.
Yeah, and maybe
right?
you're wrong. And by
And
the way,
then
maybe
maybe
you're
you're wrong. Yeah, maybe you're wrong. And if you're not wrong, then oh man,
you've done it.
I gave you your shot. And if you really want to stack the deck, pre-record people shitting on his song.
Yeah.
And that way you're a coward who doesn't ever have to tell him. But yeah.
But I think that like it's such an like it's so easy to be a good friend here. But this is the kind of and not you, sir.
No,
but,
I don't know. The DJ. What do you mean you're a radio DJ?
I mean, I
mean, really, what is
radio
that?
DJ.
Unless you're on like a Spanish language program or like I feel like that's
And
those
the
are
way
the biggest.
he's talking about it is as if experimental rap would be something he could play too, which means what kind? Because I know that stations are pretty. I mean, first of all, Jack FM, but it's like they're not like. Oh yeah, we play anything in my hour. It's like country, experimental rap. You know, Sabrina Carpenter. But I think that there's something about it, like you know, it's like he seems to me to be like he wants to tell him it sucks, and that to me is the most problematic thing about it. Like you should be like, dude, it's great. Don't judge
I know
your
what you're saying, but what if it's really fucking dog shit?
Great.
Really dog shit.
Here's what I'm saying. If I'm hosting a radio show, and I create my new Friday segment, I want some dog shit stuff on there. It's fun for the audience, right? Because it's like the audience will be like, "What the fuck is it?"
Yeah.
You bring them in on it. You don't go like, "Hey, that was Taylor Swift. Now here is 2 Fast 2 Saturdays or whatever it is. You don't put it in the mix as if it's a hit.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, we're always trying to give an open
some new
arm.
stuff.
And then it's fun as a listener. I'd be like, I love his show. I fucking hate that song, but I love that I get to voice that that fucking song sucks.
Yeah. I just would really like to know what his fucking radio like. Do you just have an internet radio show?
I feel like if he's like at a proper radio station or something, I feel like the DJs don't even really decide.
No, it's
just
the DJs don't decide.
We have friends that do this. We have a friend who works at a fucking. We have multiple friends who work at a rock station and a different station.
The PlayStations are set.
They make fun of what they play constantly. They literally press play on a playlist and like, here comes Shinedown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like you can't do shit about that.
And if he's doing something more independent, then do it the other way. But it's like this idea is like, I have a lot of questions about
our
this.
caller's taking himself too seriously.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think I have a little more empathy for. What if my friend does something really dog shit than you do? You know what I mean? Like you're like, even if it sucks, incredible dick, put it on the air. I would like to hear it. I mean, look, Eldest literally did used to make beats, and he still does sometimes, but they're good. We used one of his beats at the end of my first special. Eldest actually did something good. I remember being like, this is good, but I was just like, it's funny for me being like, I don't know, man. I would pick a more solid career, and I'm doing comedy, and I'm like, don't be a hip hop producer, but it's like, but I luckily none of my friends are as untalented as your fucking dumb dickhead friend, but
here's what I'll say though, to your point. Yeah, I think you're right. I think
there's a line where it's like,
I think that notes, and this is what I think people have the biggest problem with in life. Notes need to meet people where they're at. Right, and it's sort of like, and I'll go in sometimes, and they'll be, hey, we need notes on this movie. You can see the movie's done, and I always go like this. I go, what are you looking for?
Right,
and they're like, we need to add a scene, or we are looking for a punch up for this one thing. And then I go, well, how about this scene? How about this? I don't go, well, the movie fucking sucks. Right? Like, because it's not
Right,
I remember
right.
one time I saw a movie, a friend of a friend who did it. It was a big director. It was a big movie. And he goes, what do you think of the movie? It's done. It's locked.
Right.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, there's no, I can't help you at this point.
Right.
You know, and it's like, and then
right.
there's some people who are like, hey, I want to send you a script. Okay, great. I'll read that script. Am I going to get in there and fucking give them every note in the world? First of all, and this is all with the caveat thing, I could be wrong. My taste could be off.
Sure.
You know, I could be, and and that's the other thing. I never want to be that person. I can't tell you definitively this is right or wrong.
Of course.
That's sensibility, that's taste, that's whatever.
Yep.
It may not be your taste. But meet people where the notes are. If this is your buddy, is he really going to start making beats? Is he really going to get at this job?
Right.
And you got to recognize that and go, like, probably not. But he wants to hear it played.
Play it in your car, man.
Right, yeah. Just
put the aux, let him hear
Let
it.
him put on the aux.
That'll do it
Where the
for
fuck
him,
did the
man.
attack
You
go?
just got to meet
It just
people where
disappeared.
their notes are.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Like, you know, because it's like, I think that a lot of people take it on themselves to be like, I got to fix it. But you also have to realize, A, you aren't the end all be all.
Yep.
And just know what, like, this is not a person asking you to be a producer. This is a friend who's
Yeah,
going
he's not
at the end of the
asking.
day.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good
Friend
point.
is making beats.
And maybe, and we know you hate it clearly, but maybe in terms of the meet them where they're at, is there an element you like? What's your favorite part?
Well, that's
Is there a sample that you liked? Is there like a modulation of his voice? Can you be like, oh, I like the direction this is taking? Like, yeah, you're fine, dude. Don't take yourself so fucking. Watch this be like the only thriving DJ. But I don't know. I don't even know who that is. Yeah, it's like it's all like morning show people.
I feel like this guy might be in college and he has a radio. Like, but
That
do
feels-
people listen to college radio? I don't even know.
I think they might still.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Even if they're just kind of cosplaying, like,
Yeah.
it's almost like a retro thing.
I mean, well, by the way, you'll find out right away how many people are listening when you play the Friday New Music Day and see how many people call in or
yeah.
You'll get
What
it.
are your numbers, pal?
I had a college radio show. It'd be like 5 people listening.
I love how they're like,
pushing
this
off
guy
live.
calls in and they just start
I
shitting
remember
on
I
the
would call
caller.
in.
'cause-
Wow, look how the tables have turned, Eldis. You used to run the radio show.
Hey man, I'm still behind the board.
That's true, actually. That really was kind of our relationship. I would call in and shit on you on your own show. It was awesome.
Well, let me ask you this: what would you do?
I think like in a situation like this, I would say I would keep it positive, pick an element that you like. I think it's also a situation like this because there can be sometimes when like someone just like sends you a link or sends you like every single new thing. I'd be like, hey man, this is pretty good. Are you like trying to get this out there? Are you posting this online? I would like push them, like, you know, try to find other people who like would like this and listen to this and like not just sending me like every single new thing.
Well,
but
that's
think about how to like, you know, broadcast this to like more people. Because there are, even if it is like, even if he thinks it's shit or even if it's like bad or whatever, there is people out there who will like it.
That's a good point.
You know, I remember this is
True.
the thing that Larry David said.
I say that show all the time. The same goes for YouTube.
So, I come to you and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm up for this job. Can you put a good word in for me?
Right.
Now, you know I'm a piece of shit. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do a good job.
Yeah.
But you're like, you know what? I have to do the due diligence. So you can say, hey, Eldis, Paul asked me to put in a good word for him for the job.
Right.
That's all you're saying.
Yeah. You're not like, that's not like Paul's the best. He's awesome. You're Eldis. You gotta get Paul. Just so you know, Paul asked me.
Paul asked me.
And then look at
It's like, you've done.
That's
you've
not.
done
Yeah,
it.
you've
Did
done
you
what
do
he
it?
asked.
Oh yeah, I told him I put in a good word for you, and you can decide on your own. You're neither
For sure.
building up nor taking down.
Yeah.
I'm relaying the message.
Yeah.
That Paul.
I think I
asked
remember
me.
that episode, and then because it's with his friend.
No.
Richard
Lewis.
Richard Lewis. He's like, hey, this guy asked me to put in a good word, and Richard Lewis is like, okay, cool. And then he's like, what the fuck? I hired that guy. He sucks. He was like, you gave him a good word. It's like, well, I just told you he asked me. And then it was great. Actually, look that up on YouTube. It's better than this show. Yes. And finally, I think you're right, Eldis, in that there is a market for everything on the internet, and so hey, if you're some high-powered radio DJ that understands the industry, you could give him constructive. Like, look, if I had somebody I knew from Baltimore that's like, what do I do? I want to get into stand-up. Don't do it, obviously, but like, if someone was even a little more established, and even if their stuff wasn't my favorite, I could be like, here's what I did that really helped my career. Consistency, do this, and this, and then the ball's in your court. If you're some radio DJ that's like, tell them, hey man, these are the types of tracks we're looking for. Keep it under this, you know what I mean? Give them vague, like.
I mean,
you know,
the way I think about it though too is like, it really taste is subjective. Like, I remember there were so many people shitting on blue collar comedy.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then I would be like, well, but do you think that those people that are filling stadiums aren't liking it?
Yeah.
Right? They're not there because they feel like, I gotta go. It's like, no, they enjoy it.
Having a good
you
time.
Don't enjoy it.
Right.
And that's okay.
Some shit's not for you.
Right. And it's sort of like, so that's why it's always tricky to be an arbiter of anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's music that I like. Like, I appreciate Future. I'm not the biggest Future fan.
Right.
But I'm not like popping on Future.
That's because you haven't had enough bad toxic relationships. It's because you don't mistreat women, Paul. I got you.
I go on iTunes today. Every song, every number one, the first 10 songs are Future.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's all. It's just like, I just think it's like important to be like, no one is the judge of what can work and what can't work. Because this guy could go. Imagine in 2 years, this guy goes off and just fucking blows up and be like, "You didn't believe in me." Then that's the worst place you'd want to be in.
He can take that L, I think.
Yeah.
The odds were against him. You're too positive about this random SoundCloud rapper. I think is what it comes out. You're too good a guy. I gotta be honest. The guy probably sucks, but so does the caller.
I just want to hear the song.
I got engaged this summer to my partner of 6 years.
Hell yeah.
And we aren't in a rush to get married, but we're planning for the wedding to happen in like 2026 after she graduates.
Okay.
And she went back to school kind of late. We're like 30 now. And we're in the early phases of planning the wedding, talking about like who to invite, stuff like that. But I don't have many close friends. So in order to have groomsmen, I'd need to invite a certain distant friend to be a groomsman, and that's cool because we get along great. But the reason he's become distant is that his wife really wanted to fuck my fiance.
What?
And it made things hella awkward.
This is awesome.
It all started like a few years ago when we went to a UFC event together, and afterwards at the hotel, she texted me asking if she could come to our room because she wanted to fuck my girlfriend.
Pause this real fast, Elders.
And
now for a certain man, this is one of a UFC event.
I mean, we're
watching your girlfriend get fucked by a hot girl. For a certain guy, this is huge.
I mean, there's a lot going on. I don't even know where it's going. Every new detail is like, wow.
I know. Let's stay on the ride.
Wow.
But I just want to say, we hear you. There's some guys smashing their keyboard right now, being like, "Why wasn't that me? I want to do this." But let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
You're right.
My girlfriend. And I said no.
Sure.
But she still asked my girl anyways, who also said no, and my girlfriend was kind of creeped out about it.
Yeah, no shit.
So she offered that my buddy and I could watch them fuck, but that didn't change our mind at all.
This is insane.
She spent the next few months texting my girl a bunch of trying to fuck shit, and made my girl like really uncomfortable, and then we couldn't hang out as a group anymore.
Holy shit.
So I brought it up to my buddy, and he kind of laughed it off, but was clearly embarrassed and didn't want to talk about it.
It's probably the guy trying
to fuck people, man.
Man alive. Wow.
Oh, yeah, shucks. My wife's always trying to eat pussy.
Holy shit.
This is fucking awesome. Keep going, Elders.
According to some other friends, she may have even tried this with some of their.
Oh, my God.
According to some other friends, she may have even tried this with some of their girls as well. Maybe not as direct as with mine. Neither of us are in open relationships or anything like that, so my buddy never seemed to grasp. She was crossing a boundary by trying again and again after getting rejected. I'd like to be friends with him again, and especially with the wedding coming up. So my question is, how do I approach restarting the friendship with
The question of it, the real question here is his girlfriend trying to get him to become friends with this guy? Because if she is, there's something fishy going on there.
him?
Literally.
And how do I invite them to our wedding with a clear boundary that she's not going to try to fuck my wife at our wedding? Yeah. Help me out, stop. What can I do here?
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
This is fucking crazy.
Well, let me give you the answer that I think is the cleanest one.
Please.
Don't invite this guy to your wedding.
Yeah.
I mean,
what the fuck, dude?
Deal. Don't do it. Don't
He's
do it.
talking about making him a groomsman, not just an invite.
No.
This is crazy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I do think what's interesting about this.
Yeah, there's stuff to unpack for sure, but go ahead.
You know, like,
This
I
is
know
stuff
you were
to
saying,
unpack
like, there is a fantasy element to this, where everyone's picturing a version of this that is probably the most porny
And don't get me
version.
wrong, I know this is not that. I'm absolutely joking.
Right.
The flip side of this is what's very interesting.
Right,
yeah,
right. And it's like, and I think the truth is like, that is, I mean, that is it's a crazy proposition. I think that you've handled it, this guy called, really right.
Really well, yeah. Up until wanting to re-invite, up until asking him if he wants steak or fucking fish at your wedding.
No. Like, I mean, like, this is the thing. Like, this woman that he's involved with, she's, I don't know if she's got a problem, but there's something that she's doing.
I think she's got a problem, Paul. I think if she's fucking trying to fuck everybody's girlfriend, she's clearly, and by the way, their relationship's wild because, yes, the joke I made about it being people's fantasy. Now, either his friend is that stupid, where to him, he's like, hell yeah, that's fucking cool. Or he's one of the most cucked individuals on earth. And either way, something's off with your boy.
But isn't it also like, when I hear that from him, that feels to me like, look, some people drink too much, some people do drugs. Like, she's like, she fucks her.
She fucks some chicks.
Right, and so, like, this is what he's got to deal with. He's like, yeah, man, she fucking texted your wife. I'm sorry. And I feel like it is uncomfortable for him because it's like he's got to cover for his wife who is recklessly out there trying to like bone this guy's friends. And I imagine that you're not the only friend that has had this separation.
That's the other thing. You said she's tried it maybe with other people in your friend group. So not only you and your wife are going to be uncomfortable, but maybe other people, they're going to be like, oh, it's fucking Lisa who tried to fuck me.
Setting.
Absolutely the worst setting.
She will, just mark my words.
Yes.
She will not only wreck your wedding, she'll wreck the experience of everyone at that wedding. Because the one thing you can be sure of is at a wedding, shit gets sloppy and people make mistakes. It's like an office party. Do not invite this person.
Yes.
Don't worry about groomsmen. I didn't have a groomsman.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends. And I'm like, I don't know how to do a groomsman thing. Like, I don't know how to pick
I'll be right back. I'm gonna take my dog out.
Like,
keep going. Keep going. Hey, your boy is back. The Codal.
So I hired a Jack Nicholson impersonator to be my best man.
Great move.
And my wife had her grooms, like her
bridesmaids.
Her bridesmaids were her sisters. But I think don't
That's
feel like you
awesome.
have to follow that
Convention,
tradition.
yeah.
You don't have to stand up there with 5 guys. You know, even if you're like, I think that's like, it's a weird thing. As like, stand with me with 5 bros. You can do fun shit. You can throw your own bachelor party. You can do whatever you want to do. But like,
You're right.
this is a mistake.
This is so crazy.
Mistake. And it's like, for what? And I know you want to be close to them again, but the wedding is not.
It ain't
the
the wedding, brother.
As a matter of fact, it may be the worst possible moment to rekindle any relationship.
And it's not your fault. This guy, you know, speaking of guilt and going with this guy seems like he has weird guilt towards his friend of not putting him in the wedding. This is not your job. Can I tell you something? You know whose job it is to make up this relationship? It's your fucking friend and his crazy wife, dude.
And
like that's whose fucking job it is to heal this relationship. It ain't you.
Yeah, and it's not gonna happen. Now the other version of this that you could do.
Yeah.
You rent another room out in the hotel.
Yeah.
You hire a few sex workers. Then you drop his wife in there.
You let her. Yep.
Yeah, and you tell those sex workers, you say, "Hey,
tucker this bitch out."
Yeah. Occupied from 12 to 7. And then that's about.
No, you know, I actually love this. Here's okay. Actually, we have the solution. You don't put them in the room. You hire them to go into the party incognito. Pretend to be somebody else's wife. Give her some vibes. This is good. Have a couple undercover sex workers.
I think you need to do at least 3 because you got to cover like the night before dinner. Like you need to basically create like a 6 or at
we need a
least
couple.
3
She's by
3 to 4 couples.
I say 2 chicks and 1 guy just to cover your bases.
Yeah.
Maybe she's feeling straight, a straight philanderer that
but
day.
I'm trying to say like, she meets somebody at the before dinner.
Well, they don't get to go to the rehearsal.
Oh yeah, but you see, this is
they
tricky.
just get the wedding info.
Oh
okay?
no,
this
you
is
can't have a groomsman who gets to go to the rehearsal.
But I'm saying he's not going to be a groomsman. He lost.
Okay,
he lost.
Okay, all right,
they blew that at UFC 300.
Yeah.
Okay. When they saw Sean O'Malley knock that guy out, and she tried to eat your wife's pussy afterwards. That's when he lost his groomsman privileges.
What's so crazy to me also about this, and I think this is the thing that we haven't talked about, but I also go, it seems as if this man who's calling, his wife is giving out no vibes. Right? There would be a different situation. It's like I'm a little bit nervous. My wife is a little flirty with her. And I feel like there's a thing, and I feel like I don't want it. And like
his wife would be fully straight for all we know.
His wife is I'm grossed out by it, by just the relationship, and I'm not into it, and we're not in an open relationship.
Yeah, there's no good. Yeah. This is fucking insane to the point where I'm like, if he didn't sound so worried, I would say, is this fake?
Yeah.
But this sounds kind of real because of how like off-put this guy is.
Yeah, you're not just don't make this mistake.
Yeah,
this is a mistake. There's plenty of ways around it. Don't make it. You will.
This is not
regret it.
And by the way, okay.
No regrets.
You're saying you want to repair the relationship. How about you hang out with your fucking friend, catch the vibes? Does he feel like he has anything to fucking apologize for? Is he said he brought it up and the guy laughed it off. This isn't your job, man. You did more than you should have. Unless he brings it up, maybe, I mean, we don't think you should invite this person to your wedding, and if it comes up, be like, that was really fucking weird. And this is a little bit of, there's a little homophobia here in that, what if a guy tried to fuck your wife or your fiance this much?
It would be fucking crazy.
You probably would have tried to beat this guy up, but because it's a woman, like, it's still fucking weird, dude. If it was like
it's the same thing.
If it's your cousin, if it's like a girlfriend of yours and her husband tried to, and let's say even they weren't in an open relationship, but a guy tried to fuck your fiance, you would not have these people at your wedding, and I think you have to look at it the same way. And the groomsman thing, you're so right. who gives? It's so weird when the wife has like clearly more friends, and it's just like some guy makes the cut who you don't even fucking talk to.
Why are you doing that? Like,
it can be unbalanced. Who gives a fuck? She can have 5, you can have 3.
Or have no.
Put a dog in a tux. Everybody loves that.
I will tell you, no one's gonna look up there that you're writing. Like, I know you don't have a bunch of friends, but no one's gonna look up there and be like, "Oh, this guy has no friends." They're just gonna think you made a choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
You made a choice. It's actually a stronger choice. I also think if you hang out with you want to repair this relationship. Guys only trips. Like, that's it. Like, you drive me again. We talked about this idea. Draw the fucking line and don't bring it up unless he brings it up because it's not
your job.
It's not gonna go.
Yeah. Hilarious stuff. I mean, this is fucking crazy. Wow, tries to fuck your wife.
At UFC.
At UFC. That is the type of woman
I mean,
to
that's
try
like
and bulldoze.
I'm getting it. I want to see pictures. I want to see pictures of everybody.
I do. I really do.
Hey, Stav. Just want to get your advice on this. I'm going to leave the specifics out because this is embarrassing.
Mhm.
But I've been with my girl for 3 years now, and we just moved from a small rural town on the East Coast to a big city on the West Coast.
Okay.
And our first night here, she went through my phone and saw that I was on Grindr talking to trans women. And to put it lightly, things have been a shit show ever since. We've been out here a couple months and trying to work things out, but obviously she's pissed at me.
Oh, dude, pause this.
And
we need an electric guitar drop for something like this. This is fucking awesome. Anyway, let's finish this. But you know what? Now this is a question. Oh, this other guy's getting voice notes. Who gives a fuck? This is a fucking question.
Here,
this is why we play the game. Anyway, let's finish this before I fully comment. But yes.
It's not really like I intended on like meeting with these ladies, but
Wow.
you know, I have a porn addiction, and one thing led to another, and yeah, so just wanted to get your advice.
Oh, you
on
got
that.
more than porn addiction.
Thanks.
Oh my God.
This is awesome.
Hello?
There's so many incredible elements to this question. First of all, the caller who's clearly in the wrong couldn't be more in the wrong. Absolutely his fault in every way. It's weird. That's another one. It's fucking strange that it's like this man. So here's what happened. This man, they were living somewhere rural.
Yes.
The day
this
their
fucking video is never
plane
not making
touches
it.
I love
down,
that.
he has Grindr locked. He's like, they don't got trans girls in fucking Omaha, or wherever the fuck
I
we're
love
from.
that. I love that.
I'm in San Fran, baby. Let's take a fucking look. Our first night here.
I love it.
Our first night here. She goes to your phone. You couldn't wait. You don't think? Oh my God, dude, this is out of control. So here's the thing. This guy's so fucked. It's fun. I almost feel bad because he doesn't know how fucking stupid he sounds. It's the thing where it's like, well, it's not a lie if you believe it. That's his situation right here. It's like, come on, man, I was never gonna meet with these girls. It's like, there's moving boxes. Your plates are fucking covered in bubble wrap, and you're downloading Grindr. The fuck are you talking about, dude? You weren't gonna. It took you 12 minutes to download the app. You don't think maybe 2 to 3, couple days later, you might consider getting your dick sucked by one of these girls? Who are you fucking kidding, dude? Yeah, no shit, she's pissed at you. Imagine being this woman, dude. You're like, I can't wait to start my life in the big city with the love of my life. And like, look, we're a very open show here. We're very inclusive. Shout out to trans women. We're big fans here.
Shout out.
Okay? But
that's not the problem. That's not the problem.
That's not the problem at all. But from her perspective, it's like one thing to catch your boy, like, okay, unless she knows you're into trans girls, like, from the beginning, but if this is also, like, kind of a weird, or if you're bi or something, or you're into trans, like, if that's established, then this is just cheating. But if you're her small town beau, And also, by the way, you think she called her Republican dad and was like, "You're right. The city turned Michael gay."
The quickest transition ever.
As soon as he started breathing that California air, he was hungry for cock. Now he's in the larval stage. It's still girls with cocks. But any day now, he's going to fully turn and want to suck guys' cocks. This is awesome, dude. Okay, so let's just... Another thing about this show is we are your lawyers, okay? You can't lie to us. You can't lie to us. So don't lie to yourself. Do you really think it's just porn addiction, pal? Because you're right. You're in the fucking pocket immediately, dude. First night is crazy.
What is this? I attended on like meeting.
He says I never intended on meeting with these ladies.
I never intended on meeting with these ladies.
That's what he's saying.
So okay, so
that's just he's just doing it for attention. It's a thrill, whatever. I'm here to tell you that again, like I kind of made this point earlier, but it's like, yes, one day into moving to the city, you didn't intend to meet with them, but maybe, I don't know, 2 months ago, did you intend to download Grindr? Probably not. That's how these things go. I think you need to be honest with yourself. There's a couple things that need to happen here.
This is over.
Oh yeah, this
is done. This is 100%
Dude,
done.
day one, it'd be one thing if it was like...
No, it's over.
It's also like, bro, I hate to break it to you, and it's all good.
Yeah. You're a good
but
guy.
But you don't download Grindr and talk to trans girls because you have a porn addiction.
No, you're gay.
I watched a lot of porn. He's maybe not even gay.
No.
But there's some you're trying to explore, pal, and you're in the middle of a relationship that was serious enough for you to move to a big city together.
She'll never forget it.
She will constantly be worried.
It's over.
She will constantly be worried. And by the way, she's right. Or she's made like, be honest. Do you really, like, no, I'm not even saying. Look into your heart and don't lie to us. Would you like to get sucked off by a sexy trans girl?
I think he definitely does, 100%. He has intentions to meet up with these women.
Even if he doesn't, if that's something you want, and you're in a relationship with a cis woman, whatever, or you haven't had that experience, or maybe he has, I don't know. I guess I am taking for granted that this is something he just did because he had access to trans women for the first time in a big city. But either way, let's say this is something you used to be into. She knows this about you. This is cheating. You're cheating on your girlfriend. It's light cheating. It's not the most extreme form of cheating, but it's cheating. And so she's pissed. And there's two things here. There's two paths, right? Make it right. You claim you have porn addiction, go get counseling.
Yeah.
That's if you really think it's a sex addiction, porn addiction thing, and you really want to make this work, that's fine. But we also don't know how old you are, how many relationships you've been in. My hunch is small rural town, you're a relatively young guy.
Yeah.
You move to you're in a relationship and you like this girl. I'm not saying you don't like your current girlfriend, but feels like you got some exploring to do.
I think so too.
That's what it feels like.
Even if it's not Grindr, even if it's Tinder or Bumble, that's already cheating.
Let it be grind. Yeah, it's cheating.
You're being
any way you
dishonest
slice it, it's cheating.
to the person that you love. This happens to be hysterical.
It is funny as shit. It is again day one.
Day one
is so awesome.
Unbelievable.
The U-Haul, you haven't returned the U-Haul yet. You're in the U-Haul parking lot waiting to return it. You're fucking using data to download Grindr. You don't even got Wi-Fi. I mean, come on, bro.
That's nuts, dude. That's nuts.
So anyway, those are your two options. It's really, it is a little simple. It's like, do everything you need to do to make this work. But, you seem pretty young. I don't know if that's even worth if the juice is worth the squeeze. Or be honest with yourself and think, even if you, let's say, dude, because if you were single, this is not a problem. It's a problem because you're in a fucking relationship.
Yeah, you're dishonest and you're not being honest with the person who you moved to the big city with, the big West Coast city.
So I do wish we had a little more, but I get why you don't want to tell us too much more. But man,
I get it too, for sure.
I mean, this is also a guy who
his
affect is so like, he's like, oh no, everything's fine. This is like a guy. This is like you're playing the violin on the Titanic, or no? You're not even that. You're sitting down for a nice meal on the Titanic as it's going down. You're the guy on floor 100 of the World Trade Center.
I just died at
microwaving
Hueycoatl.
the fucking
No!
breakfast burrito right
Oh my
now.
god.
I want to know. Off the
Bro,
hop,
I'm such a
going to
noob.
leave the specifics out because it's embarrassing.
I guess which city, how old they
That-
are, that stuff.
That specifics?
He does. This is embarrassing.
There's no
and this
way.
might be traced back to him.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. I thought there was more embarrassing.
I was listening.
That would be off.
I was just straight watching this
But
video.
I don't think.
Fuck.
I don't think that's the case.
No, I
That's
think you're
crazy.
right.
So
Savvy.
anyway,
I think he's got some
Those are your-
soul searching to do.
Either way.
Oh well. Ugh. All right, I'm out of here. That's crazy. I got some shit I gotta do before work tomorrow. I gotta go shave and all sorts of shit. So, peace, boys.